Hey, what's up guys? Lilbud701 here. Right here, patch notes for Diablo 3, new patch 2.0.4. This is going to be cool. I'm going to go over every single thing on this, and I'll talk about it a little bit. I'm probably going to just butcher some of the spelling and some of the pronunciation, but you know what? I don't care. So, here we go, you guys. I'll get you everything you need to know right here. This is the patch notes in general. They increase the survivability of pets summoned by several items and skills, including these right here. Couple weapons that have an on-use effect, nothing big. This is interesting. All the Nephilim rifts, the obelisks, are all moved. Reduce the chance of you clicking it, which, whatever. That's good. The blacksmith belongings box is Act 1 is no longer a collision point. I think that's the little square one, so they got rid of that. That's fine. Classes, here we go, the important stuff. I'll bring it all the way up here. Barbarian, philosophy. So they thought that many of the skills that spend fury feel great. When it comes to generating fury, the single target options don't really feel that great. So what they're going to do is increase the potency of the single target generators to be more competitive. So the skills, bash, increased its damage. I'm not going to give you all the percentage unless I think it's notable, but I'll just go ahead and just let you guys know what's getting good, you know, what's good about these things. So bash has a damage increase, a decent damage increase. They increase the chance for clobber rune to stun by 5%. That's not very noticeable. Onslaught increases the damage from 80% to 100%. I'm pretty sure that's the one that comes after. So you hit the target and then there's a secondary blow. So that's 20% increase on that. Frenzy, increased base damage from 120 to 155. That's pretty significant because Frenzy is quite the move that many barbs are using right now. The War Cry, this is something I noticed a lot. There was the issue preventing the 5-second pause and fury degeneration after casting War Cry, and if they fix that, that's awesome. For those barbs you know what I'm talking about, you use War Cry and then you try to use Battle Rage and won't let you. So this is an awesome fix. Weapon Throw, increase the damage 35%. That's pretty decent. I'm not sure how many people are using Weapon Throw. Increase the more damage from Mighty Throw. Throwing Hammer, stun percent up 10%. Those stunning ones seem I never thought about them really, but I guess they're relevant. So for those of you who like stunning, there you go. That's good. Crusader. That people were saying what I was saying. The philosophy is that many of the spenders don't feel that strong, and they're going to tone back Fires of Heaven while increasing other options so that people can explore new builds. The single target wrath generators don't feel that great, so they're going to increase the potency of them. They're going to make adjustments to steed charge because they want people to be using that more often, considering it's kind of worthless right now. Those of you who have tried it would notice. General. This is amazing. This is incredible. Crusaders now take 15% less damage from everything. That's ridiculous. You know, that's a great buff. So it doesn't add a whole lot in my case because I thought the Crusader was already a very strong class, but 15% damage reduction is amazing. So that's good. Thumbs up for all the Crusaders out there. Active skills. Akarat's Champion. They had a rune Rally, fixed an issue where Rally wouldn't reduce the cooldown of Condemn. It's probably notable if you're using Condemn. Blessed Hammer, increase the radius from 5 to 8 yards with the Burning Wrath. Increase the pool damage from 95 to 150% weapon damage. That's a big increase. Icebound Hammer, fixed an issue where it wasn't chilling people. It no longer goes away when exploding. Blessed Shield, increased base damage from 280 to 340. That's notable. Combust, the rune increases damage from 105 to 270. That's notable. Skill Rune Shattering Throw increased from 50% to 333%. That's crazy. It's almost 300% increase in damage here. So I'm not sure. It says that the tooltip for the skill rune didn't reflect the damage. So, or did the tip for this skill rune does not reflect this change. Okay, so I think they fixed that as well. Okay, going on to Fist of the Heavens. Increased base skill impact from 250 to 340, almost 100% increase. Increased base skill bolt damage from 210 to 340, notable. Skill Rune Divine Well, increased damage from 14% to 80%. Zap search radius from 12 to 18 yards. So it looks like Fist of the Heavens is getting quite the buff. Fissure 80% to 400% weapon damage. Increased Arc Capsule damage 3 to 6 yards. Heaven's Tempest, issue where the Tempest was not moving around in its intended pattern. Fist of the Heavens, notable change. Try that out. That's a quite the buff on this one. That's the biggest buff I've seen yet. Heaven's Fury reduced it from 950 to 735. This is the nerf that some of you guys were talking about in my Crusader video. No worries here. It looks like Fist of the Heavens will be coming back, or even hammers. So not a big deal with that Heaven's Fury. The Justice Rune increased base skill from 175 to 240. This is for Justice. Increased damage from 25 to 30%. Not that notable. Hammer Pursuit now seeks targets more quickly. Increased damage from 200 to 300%. Another notable difference. So it looks like Crusaders are just going to have a little bit more of. You're going to have a harder time finding a skill that you know that's best in slot. Now it's going to be kind of off of preference. It looks like, since they're all got quite the buff. But Phalanx increased from 295 to 380% weapon damage. Bowman increased damage 85 to 160. Bodyguard 200 to 285. Skill Shield Charge 75% to 180. Stampede 25% chance to stun to 30% chance to stun. I thought Phalanx was cool. The damage was just awful though. This buff may actually be significant, maybe worth trying out. Punish, increased damage from 200 to 270. Skill Retaliate, increased damage from 70 to 94%. Nothing special there. Shield Bash, 325 to 370. Crumble, Death Proc, 550 to 660. It's notable. Pound, increased damage from 550 to 740 weapon damage. Increased bonus damage from Shield Block to 150 to 500. That's very notable. Shield Bash, you look into that if you're going with a block build. Steed Charge, reduced base cooldown from 25 seconds to 16. That's quite the jump. Reduce base skill duration from 2 to 1.5. No longer breaks stuns. Skill Rune with Endurance, reduced duration from 3 to 2 seconds. So they're kind of reducing the amount of time you're spending on your steed, but instead making the cooldown less. Ramming Speed, increased damage from 475 to 515. Not a big increase in damage here, but with the Rune Nightmare, where the fire pools are not lasting their full duration, so that's good. Draw and Quarter, increased damage from 125 to 185. So buff on Steed Charge in a way, just reduce the cooldown of it, which is good. Sweep Attack, increased base damage from 400 to 440. That's notable. That's cool. I think that a lot of these moves just got buffed. So, passive skills. Lord Commander now reduces the cooldown of Steed Charge by 25% and Bombardment by 35%. I don't know if that really affects anything. There's so many passives you can use that are better. Demon Hunter. Philosophy. Many skills that spend hatred feel great, but when it comes to time to generate hatred, the single target options don't feel very good compared to the generators that can hit more than one target. As a result, will increase the potency of a few single target abilities. Active skills. Evasive Fire, increased base middle shot damage from 160 to 200. Base side shot damage 80 to 100. Cover Fire. Fix the bug causing the side shot damage to be lower than the amount listed. Increase the damage of the side shots from 160 to 200 weapon damage. Increase the range of the side shots from 50 to 80%. Okay, Hungering Arrow. Increase base damage, so that increases damage of Hungering Arrow. Sentry. The damage reduction from this rune, the Rune Guardian Turret, will now be reflected in the toughness display. That's good. And not a lot for Demon Hunter, just a damage buff on most of the abilities. And Monk. There are no monk changes at this time. Monks are currently in a fairly comfortable place, but as well as all the aspects of the game, we'll continue to monitor them. So monks got nothing. It's kind of funny here. They have monks are working as intended and dashing strike is perfectly balanced. So that's funny. I think they noted that a little sarcastic there. Witch Doctor. Philosophy. The Witch Doctor was lacking good options for when they were low on mana, a lack of attractive signature spells, in builds primarily focused on sustaining mana for long periods of time. We're going to increase the potency of single target spells to be more competitive. Okay, Haunt has some changes to provide a low mana option as well as an emphasis for damage over time playstyle. Active skills, Poison Dart, increase the damage 155 plus 40, 185 plus 40, so that's sweet. Splinters, increase damage from 65 to 105. Spin Dart 25 to 50, 275 to 425 on Flaming Dart, and it now stacks with itself. Snake to the face, stun chance increased. So 100% buff to Poison Dart all over the board. Corpse Spiders, increase base skill damage from 216 to 324. All over buff across the board here. 238 to 383. Blazing 259 to 400% on Blazing Spiders. Firebomb, increase from 560 to 880. Pyro Geist, that's amazing. Haunt, reduce mana cost from 200 to 50. Increase base skill damage from 1465 over 6 to 4000 over 12. So Haunt, they're kind of turning it into a build in and of itself. You go for damage over time abilities with the Witch Doctor, and won't cost as much mana, and will do a very large amount of damage over a decent amount of time. That's interesting. That's I thought the Witch Doctor wasn't very good, and these changes might be enough to kind of keep him in the game. Wizard, this is interesting because I just got my Wizard 70 last night, so those of you who are looking for a Wizard guide, I'll get one out soon. Philosophy, 2 skills on the Wizard, Arcane Orb, Frozen Orb, and Electrocute, have bugs with their implementation. Unfortunately, these bug fixes do have the side effect of weakening these skills. Ultimately, this brings these skills back in line with other Wizard skills, which is why we chose to implement these fixes. Teleport is receiving some changes to allow it to work in more situations. The range is being overall increased for each cast. As a result, the Wormhole Rune is receiving a reduction in the number of successful casts that can be completed. Previously, you could cover 140 yards in 4 casts, and now you can cover 150 yards in 3 casts. Overall, this is a buff. There you go. Active skills, Arcane Orb, Frozen Orb. This is what everyone's using. Fixed an issue where Frozen Orb was chilling for longer than intended. That's probably not very relevant. Fixed an issue where Frozen Orb bonus damage radius was hitting a larger area. That's going to be a nerf. I guess the move was hitting too much stuff. Electrocute, Surge of Power reduced. Proc Scalar from 0.25 to 0.16. That's a nerf. Teleport, increased range from 35 to 50 yards. Wormhole, reduced maximum teleports from 4 to 3. That's a nerf, but they said it was a buff because of the distance thing. Passive skills, Arcane Dynamo, bug fix. Arcane Dynamo now properly grants bonus damage to channel spells. Prodigy, bug fix. Fixed an issue where Electrocute was granting double the intended amount of arcane power when used with Prodigy. So they fixed some bugs with the Wizard. The Wizard got probably put back in their place. They were definitely good. So for those Wizards, you're going to have to try it out and let me know how it is. Since my Wizard's not very geared yet, I probably won't even notice because I wasn't playing at 70. I just got 70 last night. So moving on to Adventure Mode here, you guys. And the Nephilim Obelisks now have a short cast time before they activate. Nephilim Rifts adjusted the potential layout for sewers and aqueduct style dungeons to include more randomized options. Crafting. Level 70 crafted sets no longer require flawless royal gems, instead now require marquise. Oh, Jesus. Man, I bought so many of those. The drop rate of unique legendary crafting materials has been significantly increased. This matches the drop rate of Death's Breath. Oh, thank goodness. Death's Breath no longer required for level 61 to 70 rare crafting recipes. That's amazing. Bug fix. Legendary crafted shields now provide the correct amount of block value for the level. So under crafting, you guys, they completely just, like, I want to say they nerfed crafting, but not in a bad way. They pretty much just screwed all of us, because I dropped 50 million gold in crafting and you know, reforging and stuff, because of the amount of it cost to upgrade gems and the amount of Death's Breath you needed to, like, you know, keep retrying your stats and stuff. It looks like they pretty much made Death's Breath only for, like, legendaries now. I guess I don't know for sure, but also they increased the drop rate of crafting mats. So legendary Forgotten Souls. That's huge, because if you're anything like me, you know that a lot of your legendaries need to get their stats re-rolled, and the only way to do that is with legendary crafting mats, so that's a huge thumbs up. Items. The treasure from Resplendent Chest has been improved to feel more resplendent. Oh, thank goodness. Bug fix. Legendary Fowler relics will no longer roll incorrect primary stats. Oh, that's good. My buddy Babe got one with the wrong stat. Malthael. That sounds bad when I say it. Is now much more afraid and will more consistently drop the Reaper's Fear legendary crafting material. Bug fix. Gloves of Worship no longer grant 60-minute buffs for empowered or fleeting shrines. Okay, so they fixed that bug with the 10-minute shrine thing going to 60 minutes. Monsters. Almost done, you guys. Damage from ghosts with the Soul Siphon ability has been reduced. Poison enchanted. Duration of each poison enchanted globule reduced from 8 to 6. Maximum number of poison enchanted globules will be reduced from 4 to 3 per cast. Poison enchanted is now triggered with more variation in timing from champion packs. The Kill Malthael quest is now required to be completed before Malthael will drop loot. Gotcha. I think that's a nerf. Kill Malthael quest is now required to be completed before he'll drop loot. Okay, that's fine. I guess I'm not sure what that really means as of right now. Quest. The Crazy Climber event now requires players to kill the monster spawned during the event to complete. The Jar of Souls event now spawns additional monsters in Torment 1 and higher. The Matriarch's Bones event now spawns additional monsters in Torment 1 and higher. Campaign mode Mangle Maw now only drops loot and gives XP before the player progresses to the Chancellor's Tomb. And fix an issue where game objects were prioritized over chat links in the chat window. Bug fix. Fix an issue where players were sometimes unable to click on chat links at the bottom of the chat window. Oh, you guys, that's it. That is our patch notes for Diablo 3. I hope you guys were listening in. You can watch if you want. I guess you already know that now. The video is over. So I wanted to make this video because listening to patch notes are probably a lot more enjoyable than reading them yourself or taking the time out of your day to do that. So I'll post this video up for you guys. Happy to see patch 2.0.4. And everybody, hope you're having a good time. Hope that Diablo 3 is going well for you. Happy about the changes. Everybody got a damage buff. They nerfed wizards the smallest amount. And you know what I do, guys. So I'm about to drop you guys off with the deuces. So, deuces.